When using your OBD-II scanner to determine why the check engine light is on, it's not unusual to find the P1516 code if you drive a GM-branded vehicle. What should you do if your system has this code set? Let's examine the P1516 trouble code's meaning in more detail, as well as some potential symptoms. As we mentioned above, in this particular video we will talk about P1516 code related to the General Motors vehicles. For this kind of cars, the code sounds like throttle actuator control module, throttle actuator position performance. For other brands, the definitions are different. Jaguar, park, neutral position switchgear change neutral, drive. Hyundai, oil temp sensor low. Ford, intake manifold runner control input error bank 1. VAG, intake manifold changeover valve. Meaning, the P1516 is specific to the manufacturer. On GM brand vehicles, it denotes a malfunction with the throttle actuator control system. This control system keeps track of the throttle data and compares it to the desired result. The ECM determines there is a problem if these don't line up. Symptoms. The check engine light on your dashboard will be one of the symptoms of code P1516, and you may also experience stalling, a lack of throttle response, or rough idling. Here are a few of the P1516 DTC's most typical symptoms. Check engine light, engine stalling, poor fuel economy, lack of throttle response, unintended acceleration or bucking, trouble with idle speed, pauses, a malfunctioning throttle actuator control module, or the wiring to it is the most frequent cause of code P1516. Given that the TAC module is where the error code is located, it makes sense to assume that there might be a problem with this component. That is not the only reason, though. Here are some typical P1516 DTC causes. Malfunctioning TAC module, bad pedal position sensor, damaged or corroded wiring or connectors, dirty throttle body, damaged throttle body. How serious is this code? Severe. Driving your GM vehicle with this code set is not recommended. It's best to move your car to a secure area and, if necessary, have it towed to a repair facility. If not, you endanger both yourself and other people. If you are pulling out in traffic, losing the ability to accelerate at any moment could be fatal. Additionally, the engine might seize up, leaving you stranded in an uncomfortable spot. How to fix? You must identify the throttle actuator control module and its wiring in order to resolve the P1516 error code. You must fix or replace them if you discover any issues with them. The pedal position sensor and throttle body should also be checked. If the throttle body is dirty, you ought to clean it as well. You can identify the issue and have it fixed with the proper diagnosis. It's best to follow the correct procedures before making a decision. These may be some of the repairs that are available. Repair or replace wiring or connectors. Replace pedal position sensor. Clean throttle body. Replace TAC module. Replace the throttle body. How to diagnose. Even if you don't have a professional code scanner, you can diagnose the P1516 DTC just like a mechanic would. Here are some fundamental procedures to follow when working on a GM vehicle, but always refer to your car's service manual first. Find every DTC that is currently occurring by using your code scanner. For a clearer picture of what's going on, analyze the freeze frame data. You can reset the system and drive the car for a while to get the light back on if there are too many codes appearing. You can identify the most important issues by reading the codes again. Analyze the data from the throttle position sensor. Check the throttle body for any damage indications. With your diagnostic tool, clean the throttle body and recalibrate it. Check to see if the code memory is cleared by resetting the codes. Measure the wirings going to the TAC module and inspect them according to the correct standards. If faulty, replace the TAC module. Make sure there is no damage or water intrusion by inspecting the connector and wiring. Replace anything that is discovered. How much does it cost to fix code P1516? The average cost to repair the P1516 is between $0 and $300. If the TAC module is broken, fixing it could cost $300, but if the problem is simply a dirty throttle, it can be fixed for nothing if you know how. It may cost much more if the throttle body itself is damaged. You can determine what needs to be spent with the aid of a proper diagnosis. Here are some instances of what your typical cost might be, particularly if you have to pay for labor and parts. Cleaning throttle body, $0 to $100. Repair or replace wiring or connectors, $50 to $550. Replace pedal position sensor, $50 to $700. Replace TAC module, $250 to $350. Replace the throttle body, $500 to $750.